Establishing marketing goals is critical to the success of your Twitter advertising. Countless entrepreneurs and businesses have set up a Twitter presence, made a few posts and ads, and then let it sit untouched for months or even years. This is usually due to a lack or absence of goals. Also, your goals will help you determine everything from your campaign objective to your budgeting and things. So before you even begin establishing any sort of Twitter ad strategy, you need to establish clear advertising goals. Your goals should be specific, measurable, and attainable. They can be long-term, short-term, or a mix of both. Deadlines and milestones can be helpful as well. I want to increase my Twitter following would be an example of a bad goal because it'll likely result in your advertising efforts petering out after a while because there's no specifics or milestones. I want to gain 1,000 Twitter followers by New Year's is an example of a good goal. It's specific, measurable, and definitely attainable. Below are some examples of the various goal categories you might be using. First up, there's traffic to website, meaning sales, leads, and content. Probably one of the most popular goals of Twitter advertising is to follow Twitter traffic back to your own web properties. After all, most businesses don't do business on Twitter per se. You're leveraging Twitter ads to obtain traffic and convert that Twitter traffic into brand followers, leads, prospects, and customers. So maybe your goal is to get people to a landing page with a free offer where they can subscribe to your list and become a lead. Maybe they're being sent to a sales page or an e-commerce store. Maybe you just want to do some content marketing and send them to your blog so you can cookie them with a pixel and create a warm retargeting audience that you can advertise to later on. Maybe you're a brick-and-mortar local business and you want to increase actual foot traffic into your store, restaurant, or office by offering a coupon or announcing a sale or a new menu item. Whatever the case, the end goal for a lot of businesses will likely be bringing Twitter traffic away from Twitter and over to their own web properties or physical locations. Next, there's the gain more followers goal, or as we like to call it, Twitter as autoresponder. In this goal, your aim is to build a large number of Twitter followers. The reason we also refer to this as Twitter as autoresponder is because the main sought-after benefit here is to increase the number of people who will see your tweets in their Twitter feeds. In this sense, your tweets become similar to sending out email broadcasts via your autoresponder. If you grow a large enough Twitter following, this can be very beneficial, and if your content is engaging enough to get a lot of traction in the form of likes, replies, and retweets, you can significantly increase the range of your organic reach into people's news feeds, to a point where your organic tweets are almost as far-reaching and effective as your paid ads. Next, let's talk about PR and company news. Sponsored tweets can be a great way to enhance your brand's public image and share a little about your company culture. People enjoy seeing the other side of a business. What happens on the inside? Did you recently promote or hire a new executive and want to publicly welcome him or her to the team? Did somebody in the office make a funny video about Donut Day? Did you guys recently sponsor a charity event or volunteer at a local food pantry? Do you want to share a funny blooper reel from a recent sales video? Even tweeting inspirational images and videos about popular or noble causes and movements that have nothing to do with your company can help to associate your identity with feelings of goodwill. Of course, be careful not to alienate your audience if you choose to associate your company with certain types of movements or political issues. There are countless things you can use sponsored tweets for that will enhance your PR and generate positive vibes about your company. Next, let's talk about brand awareness. Another goal that's less thought about might be spreading brand awareness and recognition. If you're just starting out, there's a good chance your brand might be in need of a jumpstart. If nobody's ever heard of you, a great way to increase recognition is to simply create and share unique, helpful, or entertaining content, and get your name, logo, and overall brand identity in front of as many people as possible, as many times as possible. If this is your goal, you want to avoid being salesy in the beginning. Ensure you're focused almost entirely on Twitter ads consisting of helpful, relevant, or entertaining content that simply gets your name, brand, logo, or image in front of people. Finally, there's market research. A hugely beneficial goal of Twitter advertising is market research. If you're just starting your business or going down a new path, Twitter ads and sponsored tweets can be an excellent way to learn more about your audience and your market. This can be done in a structured way with things like surveys and questionnaires, or in a less structured way by simply engaging with your audience, asking questions, and so on. Ultimately, your goal should be to come up with one or two ideal customer avatars that you can then base your marketing and product development on. So this was a pretty good summary of potential Twitter advertising goals, but yours might be slightly different. Whatever they are, ensure they are specific, measurable, and attainable, and put them down in writing before moving on to ad creation.